Okay, this is Coach Des here. We got a lot to talk about. 1 week from today is the Super Bowl. So it's the Bengals versus the Rams. Or as they say, the Rams versus the Bengals. So we're going to show you their offense and their defense. And as close as this game is, I'm going to tell y'all they're so evenly matched. But I see some weakness in their offense and defense. So I'm going to point that out first before I get to the actual numbers. So bear with me. Okay, this is the Bengals deep offense. As you can see, they for rushing right, they I'm going to give you totals. They will have they average over the 3 games 33 yards for 8 carries. Rushing down the middle, I don't really count, but they have 18 yards for 6 carries. The rushing left, they have 45 yards, 10 carries. Now, passing to the right is their strongest side as far as yardage is concerned, but their completion rate is 11 for 16 for 111 yards. As you can see, the second quarter and the third quarter are their strongest quarters for passing to the right. But passing down the middle, that second quarter is their strongest. But they have a higher completion rate on passing down the middle. They're 7 for 9 for 82 yards. Now, because everybody starts off slow, but I noticed that passing to the left, they average 17 yards per completion in the first quarter, and then 12 yards per completion in the third quarter. So their overall is 7 for 11 for 81 yards. Now, this is the problem I have. You got sacked 9 times in the Tennessee game, but you did not get sacked, or you did get sacked, but not that many in the Kansas City game. I don't see that happening this time around. Okay, I got you being sacked 6 times, throwing 2 interceptions, and there's going to be 3 fumbles. Now I'm gonna get to all of that and what I say, what I'm going to go from there. But this is what I do see for you. Now, Rams defense. This is Rams defense. They give up 17 yards for 4 carries. Down the middle, they give up, this is down the middle, they give up 31 yards for 11 carries. But rushing to the left is 6 yards for 2 carries. Now, passing to the right, they have 6 for 12 completion for 54 yards. So the chances of you passing to the right and getting that 111 yards is not going to happen against this defense, because as you can see, it's a 50-50 chance that you going to catch the ball with this defense. Now, passing down the middle, they do give up a lot of yards, 29 passing down the middle. So, and 12.6 yards in the fourth quarter. Now, but they're 5 for 9 in completion, and they only give up 76 yards down the middle. But what I'm concerned is this left side, passing to the left, is where they give up the most yards, especially in the second quarter, 33, third quarter, 35, and the fourth quarter, 41. So they give up 12 for 19 completions for 115 yards. If you're going to come back into this game, you're going to have to do what you do on the right side, but you're going to have to do it on the left side, because that is their weak side. Now, defense, Rams, if you want to win this game, you're going to have an outside lineman or your safeties to play 10 lines off the line of scrimmage, but no more. But I do see this. I say that sack, he going to get 4 sacks on you. He going to break a record. There's going to be 2 interceptions and 3 fumbles. Now, Now, like I said, I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to let you know why I said that. But now let's look at the Rams offense and the Bengals defense. Okay, now let's start with the Bengals defense. As you can see, they give up 39 yards for 7 carries rushing right. They give up 35 yards for 5 carries down the middle. But they give up 58 yards for 10 carries rushing left. That's what I'm worried about. That's a lot of yards. But look at their passing to the right. They're 8 for 15 for 93 yards. Passing down the middle, this is where I'm concerned at. You see how they're averaging 10 yards per quarter? Until you get to the third quarter, they give up 24 yards and then 12 yards. But if you look at the overall average of the 3 games that they played after the season, it's 7 for 10 for 91 yards. Their left, passing to the left, is their weak side. They give up 13 yards per completion in the first quarter, 11 in the third quarter, and 12 in the fourth quarter. So they're 10 for 16, and they give up 109 yards. So this, I see them getting 3 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 2 fumbles. Okay. Now for the Rams, on offense, their strongest side is that left side. So what you give up on the left, they are actually going to get. So rushing right, they have 8 carries for 30 yards, 15 carries for 26 yards, 10 carries for 46 yards rushing left. But passing to the right, which is their strong side, is long in the middle. So if you look at passing to the right there in the third quarter, they average 15 yards per completion. So they're 11 for 15 with a total of 113 yards. Now passing down the middle, look at that. 17 yards in the first quarter, 23 in the second quarter, 23 in the third quarter, 27 in the fourth quarter. They are 6 for 9 completion with 139 yards. It's not their best average. The best average is 8 for 10 for 77 yards passing left. But they're not that strong except for in the fourth quarter. So I do see you getting sacked 2 times, 2 interceptions, and 0 fumbles, because you are going to complete or have that protection to where you will basically just run the ball from here on out if you have a lead. So we're going to talk about that. Okay? All right. So this is my numbers and this is what I crunch. I'm actually, when you add these up, I'm about 30 yards off. So bear with me. I had the Rams average 27.2 points per game. They give up 21 points. Bengals average 26.6 points per game. They give up 21.8. Do you see how evenly they match they are? As well as 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 6 sacks, 3 fumbles. So I'm looking at 33 carries rushing for 102 yards. Remember, I said I'm 30 yards off. So when I did my crunch some numbers, what I got up here, it comes out to be 132. They're going to be 25 for 34 in completion and 329 yards passing. That is the Rams. But I see them doing 6 sacks, 5 turnovers. I see 4 sacks being set as a Super Bowl record by that one person. Bengals, 6 sacks, 3 fumbles. They 24 yards carry for 96 yards. But remember, I'm 30 yards off, so add 30 onto that, and that's about 116. No, 126. I'm sorry. 25 for 36 in completion, 274. Again, add 30 yards on that. That's about 302 yards. So in the turnovers, that's why I said 12 sacks, but it's going to come out, he's going to have 6 sacks. And so the turnover ratio, there will be, I say, 9 turnovers in this game. The team that gives up the most turnovers is going to lose. And the first score of the game is what I just kind of visioned, was a sack, fumble, touchdown. But you know what? I got into the hot tub and I kind of fell asleep. And then when I saw the game, and it was a pick 6. And I looked at, I said, the score is 0-0. So I'm gonna just say this: the first score is either gonna be a sack, fumble, touchdown, or a pick 6. That's the first score of the game. But if the Bengals want to win, he needs to have a fullback back there protecting his backside, because he's going to get sacked. He's going to feel the pressure that the other team didn't put on him. This team is good for going after quarterbacks. Only thing I'm afraid of is you're not back in Detroit. Stop throwing the balls. If you got a 3-score lead, run the ball. Don't try to be a hero and get them back into the game because you threw an interception. All it takes is 1 pick 6 and they back in the game. So with that being